Good morning, children. In this video, we come to the last part of the second chapter, acid, base and salt. What are salts? Salts are those which we get when acid and base react. You remember the formula? Neutralization reaction. When acid base reacts with base, it results into salt and water. So, the salt which you are getting, isn't it? That salt is categorized into alkaline salt, acidic salt. Means it will depend upon which out of the acid and base which is reacting, whether acid is strong or base is strong. Accordingly, the salt category is decided. Now regarding the strength, strong and weak, this word I gave you in the previous video, remember? Strong and weak, strength and weakness is an inbuilt property of the acids and bases that you cannot change. Example, hydrochloric acid is a strong acid, isn't it? Its strength cannot be changed, means it will completely ionize. I told you strong stands for if it is completely ionizing, whether it's a base or an acid. If it completely ionizes, it's a strong substance. But if it will not ionize completely, it is weak. Whereas concentration and dilution means addition of water. If water proportion is less, that solution becomes concentrated, and if water proportion is more, it becomes dilute. Now there is an activity given over here. You have to write the formula of the salts of this which are given. What these statements? Potassium sulfate, sodium sulfate, calcium sulfate, magnesium sulfate, copper sulfate, sodium chloride, sodium nitrate, sodium carbonate and ammonium chloride. इनके formulas लिखने. Try to do it on your own just now. Pause the video and then you try to write the formulas on your own. Now the second part in this particular activity is you identify the acid and base. Means you should know from which acid and from which base the above salt. That means अभी जो नाम लिखे वो salt कौन से acid and कौन सी base से बनता है. That you have to find out. And then you have to identify the salts which are given to you. The family of the salts you have to identify. Okay. For example, here they have said sodium and sodium chloride and sodium sulfate, they belong to sodium salt. Whereas sodium chloride and potassium chloride, they belong to the chloride salt. So like that you have to identify the family. So, I hope you must have written down the formulas. Now just check whether you are right or wrong. Here. The first one is potassium sulfate. It is formed by potassium hydroxide and sulfuric acid. Okay. So they both are strong. Therefore, this will be a stronger salt. Is that point clear? Sodium hydroxide and sulfuric acid will form the next salt. So this is all these salts. How they are formed that I have written down over here. You can take it down. You can check whether your answers are right or wrong. Clear or not? Here. So now if you want to identify the families, then these are all sulfate salts. Correct? All of them are sulfate. Therefore they are sulfate salts. Now if you want to take up like this, then sodium sulfate, sodium nitrate, sodium carbonate are sodium salts. You can call it like that. Correct or not? So like this you have to identify the type of salt which are given to you. Next thing is about their pH value. You will find that the pH value of the salts, normally salt means neutral, but it's not like that. Salts can be acidic, basic and neutral. As I told you, acidic salt is possible if the strong acid and a weak base reacts, then that salt will be a strong acidic salt. But if a strong base and a weak acid reacts, then it will be a basic salt. And if both the acid and base are strong or weak, then the salt will be neutral. So, based on that, if you again come back to the previous situation, both these are strong, so this will be neutral salt. Clear? Second case also, sodium hydroxide and sulfuric acid are strong, so it's neutral. In sabhi mein plus water has to be written, huh? Please. For all of them, salt plus water is there definitely. Calcium hydroxide and sulfuric acid. Now calcium hydroxide is not a strong base, whereas sulfuric acid is. So this will become an acidic salt. Magnesium hydroxide is a weak base. So here the acid is strong. Therefore this is also an acidic salt. In this case also this will be an acidic salt, because in all these three the acid is strong whereas base is weak. Now here acid is weak, base is strong, both these cases. So they both are basic salt. Clear? In this particular case again acid is strong, base is weak. So this will be an acidic salt. Got this point very clearly? This is how you decide whether the salt is acid, base or neutral. Clear about it? You can check it with the help of a litmus paper or with the pH paper. Litmus paper will be blue to red or red to blue, but pH paper will have a shade card. Isn't it? Color shade card. Remember in the previous video I have given you that picture. So you match the color shade card and then you are able to know whether it is acidic or basic. Clear till here? So here salts of strong acid and strong base will be neutral, as I told you, whereas strong acid and weak base will be acidic, and strong base and weak acid will be basic in nature. Now there are many common salts which are found in our day-to-day life, which we use in our day-to-day life. Let us take up the detail about them. First salt which you are coming up is sodium hydroxide. Okay, first salt, common salt, it is made by, it is mentioned over here, see, sodium hydroxide. All these are the salts which we use in our day-to-day life. Sodium hydroxide, baking soda, washing soda, then bleaching powder, isn't it? So the uses of them, their preparation and uses have been given over here. First is how is sodium hydroxide prepared. Sodium hydroxide is prepared when you allow electric current to pass through a solution of sodium chloride. Sodium chloride solution is called brine. This is a 1-mark question. What is brine? The solution of aqueous solution of sodium chloride is called brine. So into that if you allow current to pass, then sodium hydroxide is formed with chlorine and hydrogen gas being the byproducts. So this process, since you get chlorine alkali also along with sodium hydroxide, it is called chlor-alkali process. So sometimes they may not give you explain sodium hydroxide preparation. They will say explain chlor-alkali process. So you should know what it means. In fact, this particular reaction is so important because all the three ingredients are very useful. Chlorine, which is obtained at the anode, means the positive terminal, and hydrogen at the cathode, that is negative terminal. Because you are passing electric current means there will be electrodes, no? So you will get these two at different electrodes. They are utilized for various purposes. In the diagrammatic form it has been shown over here. See, the salt which we are concerned is obtained by the salt which is produced. During that process at cathode you get hydrogen, at anode you get chlorine and sodium hydroxide. These are the three ingredients which you get in the chlor-alkali process. And what are the uses? This is a fuel used in margarine, ammonia preparation of ammonia also. Then chlorine is used for water treatment, in swimming pools, PVC preparation, disinfectants. Okay. It is together utilized in preparation of hydrochloric acid. If you combine these two, you will get hydrochloric acid, which is having again these following uses. Now chlorine and sodium hydroxide has these uses, and both together will be resulting into bleach, which is again used for this purpose. So what I am trying to tell you is anything can be asked as a 1-marker from this particular section. Is that point clear? Use of sodium hydroxide, or give the use of combination of sodium hydroxide and chlorine, or a reaction of sodium hydroxide and chlorine. That means you have to give this use. Understood or not? So like that you should be preparing this particular section, or a short note is asked. Next is bleaching powder, another salt. This is prepared by calcium hydroxide and chlorine reaction together. Okay, this is the preparation part of it. Sometimes only 1-marker bleaching powder formulas are CaOCl2, calcium hypochlorite. This is formula for bleaching powder. What is its use? You have been learning it since primary classes, or you know it very well. It is used in cotton and linen in the textile industry to bleach, in paper industry to remove the color of the wood pulp, for bleaching washed clothes in the laundry. It is used as an oxidizing agent. Oxidizing agent means, first chapter if you remember, oxidation reaction. Isn't it? Oxidation reaction means reaction with oxygen. So this particular bleaching powder brings about that oxidation reaction. So it is an oxidizing agent in many industries for chemical reactions. It is a disinfectant to make the water germ free. Okay, so only uses 2 marks may be asked, only preparation may be asked, only equation for preparation may be asked. So prepare this topic. Next, baking soda. Baking soda is sodium bicarbonate, this one. For baking soda, sodium chloride, water, carbon dioxide and ammonia are the raw materials which are required. This raw material will react to form ammonium chloride and sodium bicarbonate. Clear? Sodium bicarbonate is also called sodium hydrogen carbonate. Sodium hydrogen carbonate. So molecular formula alone 1 mark. Sometimes only equation is asked. Give the equation for preparing baking soda. Okay? Now, this particular sodium bicarbonate, if you supply heat to it, then you will get sodium carbonate from it. This is washing soda. So bicarbonate, if you heat, it will result into carbonate with water and carbon dioxide given out. This is washing soda. So uses of baking powder, that is baking soda, is it is used in preparing dishes. It is an edible acid. It is along with an edible acid, it is mixed and prepared. Okay, because sodium bicarbonate will dissociate along, it will take up 1 hydrogen and it will result into, when you are heating it, sodium bicarbonate, when you are heating it, it will utilize the hydrogen from that particular water portion, and then the reaction continues. This carbon dioxide which is liberated from here is filling up the dough. आप कोई भी आइटम में बेकिंग सोडा जब डालते हो तो why does it become soft and fluffy? Because from the water hydronium ion is picked up and the reaction continues and carbon dioxide is released. This carbon dioxide fills in the dough and makes it soft and spongy. Okay, and it is an alkaline substance, therefore baking soda is also used for fighting acidity. It is an antacid. Antacid stands for substance which fights against acidity. It is also used in fire extinguishers. Clear? Because it has carbon dioxide liberated during the reaction. Next is washing soda, which is a byproduct which you get during preparation of baking soda. So in this sodium carbonate, when it is obtained from sodium chloride, means the previous reaction which you have seen here, the sodium carbonate is obtained from sodium bicarbonate, correct? So now this sodium bicarbonate has a water over here, means it takes up water. Actually washing soda formula is this. Did you understand? A recrystallization of sodium carbonate gives washing soda. So if they ask you washing soda formula, you have to write this, not this part. This is anhydrous sodium carbonate. Anhydrous means without water proportion. So it absorbs water and then becomes washing soda. Clear? That is called water of crystallization. Have you come across water of crystallization somewhere here? Yes, in decomposition reaction first chapter. Ferrous sulfate, when it was heated, I told you there is water crystals found at the mouth of the test tube. That water comes from water of crystallization. Clear? Then, next is uses. What are the uses of sodium carbonate? Sodium carbonate is used in glass industry, soap and paper industry. It is used in sodium compounds like borax, for making borax. It is used as a cleaning agent and it is used to remove the hardness of water. You know that boring water, that is hard water, जिसमें salt ज़्यादा होता है. So to remove its hardness, you add sodium carbonate. Clear? Okay. Now the question comes, as I told you, crystallization, water of crystallization I told you just now, isn't it? So the question comes, are crystals actually drying? So to know that, there is a simple activity given over here. Copper sulfate is taken in a test tube and you are heating it. So when you heat copper sulfate is peacock blue in color. When you heat it, you will find that near the mouth of the test tube means this portion, there will be water droplets. So the question comes, from where did these water droplets come? Okay. So the reason is, the copper sulfate crystals are actually having water of crystallization. This is the actual formula of copper sulfate crystals. So when you are heating this part, water is liberated, which is seen as water droplets near the upper part of the test tube. So what is water of crystallization? It is a fixed number of water molecule which is present in the salt. So certain salts are having water proportion. That water of crystallization is fixed number for different salts. For copper sulfate it is 5H2O. For washing soda it is 10H2O. For ferrous sulfate it is 7H2O. Clear? So when you are heating these crystals, the water is liberated and it gets accumulated as droplets near the mouth of the test tube. Understood? So what is water of crystallization? पूछा जा सकता है. For 1 mark they may ask you, give the chemical formula of hydrated. If they ask you hydrated, then you have to give this formula. But if it is anhydrated, then you have to write only CuSO4. Anhydrated sodium carbonate means only Na2CO3. Understood? Anhydrous word means without water. Last salt which is there is plaster of Paris. This is called calcium sulfate hemihydrate. Now see, this is hemi means half, क्योंकि आधा पानी का molecule है. So when half molecule of water is there, it is called hemihydrate. So calcium sulfate hemihydrate means the calcium sulfate means the water of crystallization is lost, half molecule is lost from gypsum. Okay, actually plaster of Paris is formed from gypsum. When you heat gypsum, gypsum's formula, just see, gypsum is calcium sulfate 2H2O. This is gypsum. If you heat it, you will get calcium sulfate hemihydrate, means half molecule of water is lost. 1.5 molecule of water is lost, sorry, and its remaining is half. So this is plaster of Paris. इसको heat करते हैं तो 1.5 molecule of water is lost and you will get half molecule of water remaining. This is plaster of Paris. So the property of plaster of Paris is what? It will become hard lump. If it is kept open, it will become a hard lump because it absorbs immediately water from the atmosphere. So plaster of Paris absorbs water from the atmosphere and becomes gypsum, which is hard. Did you understand that? Plaster of Paris का preparation पूछा जाए तो gypsum is heated and you get it. But if they ask you what happens to plaster of Paris when water is added, then you have to write this particular equation. Clear or not? Okay. So with that, the chapter is over. The blue questions over here. Common name of compound CaOCl2. Common name means आम तौर पे से क्या कहा जाता है? तो bleaching powder. Name the substance which on treatment with chlorine gives bleaching powder. Which substance will give bleaching powder on treatment with chlorine? CaOH twice. Calcium hydroxide. If you treat with chlorine, you will get bleaching powder. Name the sodium compound which is used for softening hard water. Sodium carbonate. What will happen if sodium hydrocarbonate is heated? Means sodium bicarbonate, if you heat, what will you get? You will get sodium carbonate, water and carbon dioxide. All these equations are given on the previous page. Write an equation to show the reaction between plaster of Paris and water. That is the equation which is just given on the same page. Understood? Okay, now from the green questions which are given on page 34 of your text. Now all of you must have got the textbooks. So I would like you all to attempt question 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All these are MCQs. Okay, you will try to solve it. The answers are already marked over here. Always try to solve it on your own first and then try to check. I have given you the meanings of these substances: antibiotic, analgesic, antiseptic. Antacid means against acid. Okay. Achha, here all the reactions are given. I have written the answers in pencil. Okay. So all these 5 questions are definitely to be written down. Apart from that, I would like you all to attempt this question 9. Question 9 is very important. Try to solve this question and keep it in your notebook. Okay. And one more question to be written is, what is neutralization reaction? Give 2 examples. So these are your homework from this chapter. 2 chapters we have completed so far. I hope you are revising. Okay. Thank you.